This episode of KrawlZone is brought to you by Nitro Gear and Axle.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'm heading to Vegas.
Well, I can give you a ride. Hop in, babe.
Hey, thanks for the lift.
Have a wonderful time.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of KrawlZone. Today we are at SEMA 2015. We're gonna see wild boar, we're gonna see Factor 55, we're gonna see Nitro gear, and also the ExtremeTerrain.com giveaway of the Barricade Jeep. And you're gonna see it here on KrawlZone. Now, SEMA is an event that is not open to the public. It's for industry professionals in the automotive industry. Now, because KrawlZone is a media company, we've been able to sneak inside and show you some of the cool things that make SEMA awesome that you're going to see on the shelves next year. Come on, let's go see what's up. We're here at the SEMA Show 2015 with Jeremy from Nitro Gear. What's the biggest thing you've showcased here at the show?
Well, some of the new products we've got in new products is actually our billet third member that's on display here. We've also got a new Toyota axle that fits first gen Tundra as well as T100. So it's a longer axle than any of the other Toyota axles, and we're the first one to come to market with an aftermarket chromoly shaft for those. We've also increased our international line. We actually have a 514 gear for UAZ 469s, which is a Russian-built vehicle. So not only that, but boy, new gears for Nissans, Patrols, Xteras, Frontiers, D40, Navara. So.
Well, it looks like you've had a busy year preparing for this.
Yep.
How does 2016 look for you?
Well, the newest thing coming out for us is going to be gears to suit the 2016 Tacoma. That is first on the list. We've actually already got a dropout. It's been torn apart, and we've done measuring and fitment and stuff like that. So that'll be the next up. And then Chevy Colorado is such a huge hit this year. So we're going to develop gears for those in 2016 as well.
Right on. Why should we gear up? Why should we change our gears in the first place?
Well, one of the big things a lot of people don't understand is that they lift their trucks and they put 37s, right, 40s on their truck, and if they don't change their gear, it's never going to drive like it was designed to from the factory. It's not going to shift properly. It's never going to be in the proper gear. Your fuel economy is not going to be as good because your motor is just working harder. Your transmission is working way harder than it should be because your final drive is not correct. So it's a big education, especially so many companies here that they sell and install lift kits, tires, and wheels, and they just don't know about the gearing. So that's a big part about what we do is just trying to educate people on why it's so important.
Well, that's interesting because when we were driving down, we were towing down a Jeep because we're going to head over to the Hump and Bump.
Yep.
And the only rig we could find to pull it down was my little Chevy Silverado 1500.
Right.
And, that thing struggled the whole way down. I'm like, well, it's got a V8. Why shouldn't it pull, right? Of course,
right.
It was the only thing we had at the time. So we gunned it. We got 5 miles a gallon on the way down.
Ouch.
And so that's what Brian and I talked about, is gear ratio. If we had a better gear ratio,
yep,
that would have helped a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of the new trucks do, even in factory form, they put a gear ratio in there that's geared towards mileage, right? It's not geared towards towing. So I mean, even the stock trucks can benefit from a ratio change. Yeah.
Right on. For our viewers out there who are thinking about upgrading and getting some new gears and whatnot, what are the first things they should be looking for in order to make the right choice?
Well, that's kind of where our professionals come into play, because we know which vehicles have which transmissions. We know which ones are 4 speeds, 5 speeds, 6 speeds, and we also know what ratios they came with from the factory.
Right.
And we'll ask you things like, what size tires are on your vehicle? And by asking these things and identifying whether you're a V8, a V6, you're an automatic or a manual, and what size tires, we can then identify the proper ratio for your vehicle.
So we definitely want to ask the professionals so we can
yeah.
get the right part.
Yeah, and we can really help out with that, and so that you don't make the wrong choice on the gear ratio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People want to buy your parts. What kind of wholesale opportunities do you have out there?
That's one of the big reasons we're here actually at the SEMA Show is, you know, it's a trade-only show. So we've got 3 different wholesale programs, you know, based on how much volume you're doing and how big of a shop, right? A lot of people can't afford to do a buy-in. So we actually have a wholesale program that doesn't require you to fork out a lot of cash up front. And then we have buy-ins, you know, that for the guy that does want to stock some parts and put some differential parts on the shelf. We have a program for that guy as well. So that's one of the big reasons we're here at SEMA, is to find these wholesale people.
So Nitro's expanding. Where in the country are you?
Well, we used to be based out of Washington State only. We'd done business in Washington for 10 years now. We recently opened a location in Atlanta, Georgia to better serve our customers. So 12,000 square feet, fully stocked of differential parts and outside salespeople there. And so that's been a huge move for us, is adding that facility. That way we can get their parts in 2 to 3 days anywhere in the nation.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for chatting with us today. You've got some
you.
great products coming out. You're going to want Nitro gears in your rig. Make sure you get a hold of the professionals to make sure you get the right part for your rig. You can visit them at nitro-gear.com. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming up right here. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Kevin Tates. This is SEMA 2015. This show is off the hook. The weather's beautiful. The vehicles are outstanding. There's a proving grounds. There's off-road vehicles, on-road vehicles. It's absolutely incredible. And I know you remember this vehicle. This is Project Trail Force that we built up with extreme terrain. Last time you saw this thing, it was at Bantam Jeep Festival.
We're at the Bantam Jeep Heritage Festival celebrating 75 years of Jeep. This is a 2015 Rubicon. The greatest thing about this thing is that we're giving it away. 2015 SEMA Show, we're going to hand over the keys to somebody that we've flown out to Las Vegas, and I can't wait to see the smile on their face. So check it out at extremeterrain.com.
We put it through its paces there, and let me tell you what, this thing does everything right. We did bumpers, winches, suspension, axle ratio, supercharger under the hood, full lighting rig, and you know what? We're giving it away. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's finally here. Man, Kevin Tate's Project Trail Force, we just gave it away to Eric Follis. What do you think of it?
This is great. It's fantastic.
This is an awesome vehicle. It was great to build, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun with it. Keep watching us on KrawlZone.
Now, one thing that KrawlZone has is some amazing sponsors. Presenting this episode, Nitro Gear and Axle, and supporting sponsors, Extreme Terrain and Wild Boar Off-Road. Check them out online today. You know, one of the cool things about SEMA is anybody who's anybody is here with their new products, showcasing all the glitz and glam of not only the off-road world, but automotive in general. And we're bringing you some cool stuff from our sponsors, and also some other cool things that we've bumped across here on the SEMA floor. Come on, let's show you.
Hi, this is Rod with Comeup Winch at the SEMA Show in Las Vegas. Just going to tell you a little bit about our product. This cutaway shows the most unique feature of our winch. Most winches will have the brake inside the drum. Some will just be a metal-to-metal friction. Some will have friction material, but with our winch, we have a patented brake design. Cone brake outside the drum. There's real friction material and a lot of surface area there. It operates on a cam mechanism, so the more force you have on the brake, the more clamp force you get here. This works so well, we use it from our 9,000 pound winches all the way up to our 18,000 pound winches. This unit is our DV series, our standard winch. This is our second generation seal model, the Gen 2 Seal 9.5 RSI. This unit features our integrated dashboard. You have an LED indicating the wireless remote is synchronized. You have winch in and winch out functions illustrated. Our winches have a thermal sensor in the motor, and you'll get an LED as well as an audible alarm warning you if our winch is overheating. It'll operate fully submerged, comes with the integrated wireless remote, no add-ons, the receiver's built into the unit, and this winch has a 3-year electrical limited lifetime warranty, the best warranty in the field. Great new product that we have here at SEMA. If you'd like to get a hold of us, go to our website, www.comeupusa.com, and learn more about our winches. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Todd Schroeder. I'm with ARE, and I'm going to show you the Topper Easy Lift with our ARE Z series on our GMC Canyon. The Topper Easy Lift is a fully functional 12-volt system, so you don't have to worry about any air or hydraulic issues. It lifts roughly 17 inches tall, and we have several different models of tents that go with it. This allows you to use it for camping, off-roading, also construction work. You can find any information about ARE or Topper Easy Lift on www.4are.com.
All right, I'm with Armando from Artech here. Behind us is a build that has some of their armor on it. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on this build and how it may or may not translate into our particular industry, but maybe somebody else's?
Yeah, it's a build that's taken a lot of critique this year because of Artech has typically been a rock crawler pushing into a crawler market, and this is totally backwards from the way we think and the way that we do things. But the idea behind this is it's got a Comeup swap, it's got a big horsepower motor, it's going to take a quarter mile down the track someday and just smoke everything in its way.
Right on. So tell me a little bit about why Artech got involved in this particular build in the first place.
Well, we looked at the rendering originally. It was a keg media rendering for Truck Guru, and the rendering just kind of popped. It gave us the idea that we built these fenders and the rock guards here, and the idea is you can color coordinate. So we like the fact that we could get the color coordination and can really make this stand off. It would give us kind of the idea that we had with these to come up. It's not going to be everyone that's going to have the rub rails on it. It's going to be a particular guy that's going to want to do color matched. But the nice thing, they come raw. So if you do scratch them, you take them off and you're that vain, put a new set on, go from there, $100 to replace them.
Right on.
So it's designed for a particular market, and we laid ours on its side. We have a 2013 JK, has the same fenders on it, but we laid it on its side and rubbed these rails, no problem. So this one will definitely never rub its side unless it falls over the track somewhere, but
right.
It'll take it if it does.
Right.
It's inner supportive bracing here will give the strength, so we're actually attaching to the inside of the frame, not necessarily just the fender. So you can lay it outside and be fine.
Right on. Armando, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Well, you bet. You bet. We'll see you on the trail.
All right, take care.
I've got Mel Houghton of Wild Boar Off-Road telling us about some brand new products and a pretty epic Jeep that they've brought here today. How you doing, Mel?
Outstanding. Glad to be at the show. We've got some interesting stuff to introduce, and we're celebrating the new Wild Boar Off-Road.
Awesome. Now, Wild Boar's been around for a long time, but this is kind of our new relaunch. What have you done different this time to really stand out and kind of give everybody a kazoo, here we are?
The change from Wild Boar products to Wild Boar Off-Road is really around shifting to performance-oriented products. Traditionally, we've been known for cosmetic things, the flared fenders, the angry brow grille, roof rack that folds over. Now we're focusing on proprietary products like two-way air, airing up, airing down your tires, all 4 tires at the same time. That's a great product with a lot of applicability and solves what I think is a big headache in off-roading. Also, the new products that we're coming out with, are proprietary. Patents are filed, they'll be protected. We want the brand to stand on its own and not be as heavily copied as it might have been in the past. And we're very fortunate to have teamed up with Pat Hickman from Rock Smasher Engineering. He's the one who designed and built the two-way air system, and he's giving us guidance on our new product launches. So we're very excited about working with Pat, and you'll see some exciting performance products coming out of Wild Boar Off-Road that you wouldn't have seen coming out of Wild Boar products in the past.
Very cool. Here at SEMA, you've got one big piece of eye candy.
Yes, we do.
What's that called?
We have the Hellhog. First time ever that a Hellcat engine has been successfully put into a Jeep Wrangler. 754 horses, lots of torque, and it's in a 6-wheel JK. All 6 wheels are powered, which makes sense when you're putting that much horsepower up front. Never been done before. We're debuting it here at SEMA. We drove it in proudly. First time that's ever been done.
Right on. What kind of things can we expect to see from Wild Boar in the future?
I think the biggest change in the company, there's a sense of ownership that goes down to every employee. They own the relationship with the customer. They're committed to making sure that it's being done right. They're committing to making sure that the customer understands what we're going to provide. We don't overpromise. We don't underdeliver. That's been a big effort to turn that around, but we're making great progress on it. And I think you'll see more of us in the future.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Mel, for talking with us.
Appreciate it.
All right, now don't go away. We're going to have a walk around of the new Hellhog. You're going to want to see this right here on KrawlZone.
Hi, I'm John. Let me show you the Hellhog. What the big buzz in the JK world was who was going to be the first to actually put a Hellcat engine into a Wrangler. Well, we had Wild Boar were the first, and we got it done. So what you got here is a Hellcat engine that's got 754 horsepower, 675 pounds of torque, 0 to 80 in 5.1 seconds. And the cool part about it, it's on a 6x6 Wrangler. It's a true 6x6. It has a pass-through axle. It's just a beast, just a beast. So what we did is we had, actually Dakota Customs is the one that did the engine install. They also did the trans upgrade, which is a Viking Stage 2 kit, which will hold up to 1,000 horsepower to hold this beast. We beefed up the suspension a little bit with some King shocks. The one real cool thing about it is we were kind of trying to figure out how we're going to get the clearance in the hood, because with the Hellcat, with the factory hood, it was actually rubbing. So I kept looking at the Dodge Charger hood. So what we did was we bought a Dodge Charger hood and had it modified to fit onto the JK Wrangler. So this is the hood here. And one of the questions I get all the time is, how did you do it? It looks a little tight in here. It actually wasn't that bad. The only modifications we had to actually make was we had to modify the motor mounts to get it to fit. Otherwise, it was pretty much a simple install. The big thing is the programming, because the Hellcat engine runs 2 ECMs and actually get them to communicate. When we first did it, we only got the 500 horsepower out of it. But after a few days of doing some extra programming, we actually pulled out the 7 and actually got it to 754. We were going to go for 800 horsepower, but we just ran out of time, and literally ran out of time. We finished this build literally on Saturday. So, but as you can see, it is a little tight, but it actually wasn't that bad of an install. Dakota Customs did an awesome job. Those guys are the best, hands down. The 6x6 design was actually designed by Chris Duncan, and we wanted to continue his legacy. What we have here is a true 6x6. It's not a tag axle, it is a true 6x6. We have a Ford 9-inch pass-through axle that drives the rear axle. So it is a true 6x6 vehicle. Over here we got the Wild Boar bumpers. They're modular bumpers. They come with the ends. You can actually swap them out. You can move it so you only have a stubby. This is our Nighthawk grill, and what the difference is, it actually has LED lights to light up your winch, at night if you need, so you can see your winch. And of course, we went the Comeup winch, which is the best winch on the market, and that's what makes our 6x6.
So one of the things we're seeing a lot here at SEMA that might be a trend coming up on a truck near you are these great big tall wheels with the little tiny tires that wrap around the outside. Gives you just enough tread to hold on, a lot of shiny on the inside. So you're probably gonna be seeing this coming up in 2016. It's not for everybody, but it might be for you, but not you. No, you don't do it. But of course, here at KrawlZone, we're still fans of traditional size wheels and tires. That's more like it. We'd also like to thank Artech for not only supporting weird Jeeps, but cool Jeeps like this too. Now that's what I call a SEMA build.
Hey, how you doing, Justin?
Hey, great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Hey guys, I'm here with Justin from Factor 55. You got some new products here, you got some awards. Tell me what's going on here at SEMA.
So, we actually released 2 new badass products. We got our Ultra Hook right here, and then we also have our new rope guard thimble. I want to talk about this one real quick. This is actually for kind of the purists in the Jeep community, right? Guys that wanted a single point connection. So basically what we did here is we took kind of the same style of our thimble and gave, kind of came in here with a lollipop cutter, cut this thing out and around. Now we have a total rope guard protection. You got an integrated rubber pad on the back, so now you can suck this thing up into your fair lead, no metal to metal protection. Rope goes right through here, through the back. So now you've got a thimble that can be used with either 3/8 diameter winch rope or 1/2 inch. So before, any other type of thimble that's been like this in the past has only been able to use with 3/8 rope. So it's actually pretty rad.
Right on.
Cool, it's a cool change. So if you got like a 10K winch and wanted to upgrade, do a thicker, heavier rope, this is gonna be the part that's gonna be for you. And it's also gonna be in a better price point for everybody else. So it's kind of really neat.
Very cool.
So the new one, the new big guy, right?
Right.
This one's the one that's kind of been a little bit of the talk of the town as far as we're concerned, because everybody thinks that we're anti-hook guys, and that's actually not technically true. Hooks can be used in a safe manner, so we wanted to kind of bring out our own version of that. Mainly designed for the single seat race guys for Ultra 4, we now are making what we call the Ultra Hook. That's badass, right?
Absolutely.
So this thing right here, essentially what we've created is a shackle mount and a hook mount integrated all into one. So now you have our regular shackle mount, which you've seen, right, from any of our other products, like our Flat Link or our Pro Link.
Right.
But now you also get that hook option. So there's about 5 key features about this. Number 1, you get the shackle mount tab. Closed system winching. Safest way to winch, everybody.
Absolutely.
Right there. That's the way, I mean, you guys are running the KrawlZone Jeep.
Absolutely, we got
a lot of companies that we work with. So this is really, that's still our key feature, safest way to attach a shackle or your soft shackle. But now if you get into an advantage where, like, you know, in a quick hookup, now you got the hook opening. Now what's so rad about our hook opening? Well, our latch here actually disappears into the body of the hook.
Rock on.
So now that that's in here, it gives you full access to the hook opening. Now, one of the other cool features about this is some of the OSHA requirements want 2 different types of locking latches. Right. So what you can have is you've got one, right, with the latch. Well, now you've got a ball D-dent pin that's actually built into the body of the hook that can pop out,
right,
go right into here, and lock the latch into place.
So then you're not going to have any opportunity for that rope to come out at all.
Exactly. Any shackle, any kind of thing you're trying to contain in the load, you can now contain it and keep it into there. Now, one of the other things, you got our rubber pads, just like on our Flat Link model, so you can be sucked up against the fair lead to keep this thing from rattling around, snug up tight, no metal-to-metal connection. And then we also have all the finger grooves on the bottom and the thumb groove on the top. What's so key about that? I'm glad you asked.
Oh, why is that so key to have those finger grooves?
I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of times what happens is people will take their hooks out. So if you take like a carabiner, for instance, right? Or any type of hook, a human being, it's instinctively wants to like hook onto things. Yeah, it just seems like a natural thing. You say, oh man, I'm gonna hook onto something.
Right.
Well, The military manual actually says for recovery that you want to come and hook that hook from underneath. The reason being is, so if you come down with that hook, if this pulls away or anything fails in that, it's actually going to let the load shoot up into the air, back at your buddy that's standing there trying to spot you in a trail. That's just not safe.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're providing the finger placement, the thumb grip right through there, so that you want to come underneath and you want to hook up from underneath it. So if anything fails from down here, it will shoot the load to the ground in the safest way possible. So what does that mean? That means you're going to hook up with factor 55.
Hook up with factor 55. I love it. Right on. All right, well, I'm also seeing that some other people like you a lot. Tell me about these awards that you've received.
Yeah, so we got 2 Global Media Awards this year. They have to walk through and look at 3,000 products in the new product section, and we're really humbled and honored, man, that they picked, they saw an innovative, cool recovery part. These guys are usually magazine editors that all vote on this, and so it's cool to be recognized, not just for one, for 2 for one single product. So really
that's pretty awesome. Well, we're definitely fans of your product. It's innovative. It makes sense that you're going to get awards for it. Thank you for taking a minute to chat with us.
Man. Thank you.
Rock on. And you're going to see more here on KrawlZone.
One of the coolest Jeeps here at SEMA is the Rock Rat, built by Kenny Hawk of River Raider Off-Road and Hawk Designs. The cool thing that's the icing on top of the cake are the Pitbull tires. I don't think this thing would look so cool without those gnarly tires. Pitbull. You'll never see a Jeep like that one right there. Brought to you by Kenny Hawk of Hawk Design, River Raider Off-Road, Master Builder. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of KrawlZone from the floors of SEMA 2015. This is Mr. KrawlZone reminding you, don't just live life, live epic.